Good day, stock market traders and investors. This is Total Investor. What we do here on this YouTube investment channel is that we discuss opportunities in stocks, commodities using technical analysis. And that means that I go out looking for good opportunities using looking for chart patterns that can provide us with profitable trades. Okay. Please keep in mind that you should not be thinking of this as investment advice. It is for educational purposes only. Okay. Now, before we go any further, please subscribe to this channel. It's very easy to do. Just click on the subscribe button. Okay. Also, thumbs up. And if you have any comments, right down below. I do read them. Okay. Please keep in mind, today is a little different because I had issues with the stock charting service that I used. So I had to switch over to another company, and that's why everything looks a little funny or a little odd, but everything should still be working the same. Please watch this video from beginning to end. That way you see all of the chart patterns. Okay. So let's start with the first one. Foot Locker FL is the symbol. Okay. This is going back 6 months. It looks like it crashed twice here, mid-May and then again in August. I believe that those have to be earnings releases. Definitely worse than expected. What we have here at the bottom, this is in mid-August. This what happens that on that one day crashed with massive volume. This is going back many years. This is the highest trading day for a long time. Opened up here just below 16, all the way down, and then closed up on the day near the highs. So that tells us that we had just a massive sell day where all that liquidation just finally happened, and it closed very well. And we got the confirmation that this was a selling climax by how it performed afterwards. Okay, it's now higher than what it was, and I think that we've got a new pattern, a bullish pattern or a bottoming pattern. If we look here, we've got a trend line that I drew. It finally broke from that. Today, the stock is above its 10-day moving average, still below its 50-day. But, looking here on the RSI, that is looking very promising, currently at 46. So we're almost there on this particular signal. Using this is the buy signal, but you can use this breaking the downtrend line as the buy right now. Foot Locker FL, you should at least be putting that on your watch list. Next, Goodyear Tire and Rubber GT. Again, 6 month chart. I'm only interested in going back to the end of July here. We've got a pattern where it's lower lows on the stock, but higher lows on the RSI. Okay, and that I've said many times. I look for that pattern because it is a bullish divergence. Okay, which tells us that the market, or the stock, I should say, could be, or highly likely to be, in a bottoming pattern. Okay, and that does look like that is happening. The stock is bouncing off that bottom. The trend line, we're above the 10-day, still quite a ways from the 50, but we're very, approaching that 50 trigger line on the RSI. So not quite there yet, but it looks like we are getting there. Could happen any day, maybe next week. Who knows? Well, time will tell. GT goes on the watch list. Next is Helen of Troy, HELE. Again, 6 month chart, but I'm only interested in the last, 3 months here. Okay. From this gap, I've got a strong support level here at around 115. Actually, that's around 114 level. Once it broke that, what happens is that sometimes a gap gets filled. Well, after it broke up and topped out, it did fill the gap. Okay. So that became a level of support here, 114. From the high, I drew a trend line where it hit several times here again, here again. It finally broke last week. That is a good sign. So breaking the trend line, the downtrend line is positive. Bouncing off support is good. We're above the 10-day moving average. That's good. And the RSI is trending higher, although not quite at 50, but we are definitely inches away. So everything is looking very promising for HELE or Troy. Just be very careful of interest rates. Put this one on your watch list, HELE. Next, Live Nation Entertainment, LYV. Somewhat of a similar pattern as before. We've got lower lows in the stock. Specifically here, we've got higher lows in the RSI. Okay, from the downtrend line that I drew here from the stock over past, what's that, 2 months, we finally broke today. The RSI finally broke its trend line today as well. The stock is above its 10-day, close to its 50-day, and above 50, so this is looking very, very promising. Live Nation, LYV. And Pet IQ, PETQ. This one was very simple. I love stock. All you had to do was just buy and hold when the moving averages have crossed, and just keep on hanging on. What happened here? If you didn't do that and you're just looking here, what do we do now? Well, we've got, sorry about that. We've got some support here. Once it pulled back into the gap at around 17.5, bounced off. It also bounced off of the 50-day moving average. That was a positive. It broke its resistance level. Another positive. The RSI is above 50. It broke its resistance level as well. So everything is good on PETQ. Next, Smart Global Holdings. If we look at the whole chart, 6 months, stock bottomed to 14 and changed, and more than doubled in just a very short period of time, pulled back, and this is where it gets interesting. How far does the stock pull back? Well, here's an indicator. One thing I look at is the bullish divergence. What happened here? The stock made a low, then made another low, but look up here on the RSI, bottomed here. That second bottom or low is higher. So higher lows, lower lows in stock, bullish divergence. Okay, so that indicates that we could have a bottoming in the stock. Okay, it's losing strength on the downside, in other words. Well, I've got from here, from the top that it made in, I believe that's late June, down here, the stock finally broke the trend line. It's above the 10-day, just an inch away from the 50-day, but the RSI did break its trend line and above the 50. So if we had a good green candle, which we didn't do today, that would have been a great buy signal. But so let's wait and see what happens tomorrow. And so put this one on your watch list, Smart Global Holdings, SGH. And that is it. So I didn't find too many stocks simply because the market is crazy, and some days you get dozens of them. Sometimes, like today, you don't get, you just get a handful. Please, as I said before, subscribe if you haven't done so. I love you, if you have any comments. I do read them, and if you can, help me out by, posting the videos on social media if you can. Of course, do not ever spam under any circumstances. Do that on Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, wherever it is that you are. Help me out, and let's get this video channel going. Okay, so with that, I will see you in the next video. Thank you.